All right, welcome to part 34 of the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword playthrough.
Are we at the end game yet?
Almost. See, there's the boss door, but we're not going to get to that just yet. Here's a surprise for the audience. This is a guy who practically, putting it in a good way, never shows up to any of our recording sessions.
All right, you know what? I show up to... I can't even say I show up to mine anymore.
You just recorded some deaths. That's it.
Sessions in a row.
I don't even show up to my own.
It's okay. It's okay. I'll be there tomorrow.
Okay, better. You know, unironically, like I thought Skyward Sword was going to be our longest project. It's become Alien Isolation now, just because of how much we delayed that game. But okay.
I did see the clip you guys posted on Instagram of you messing with the guy on the tightrope with the bees.
Oh yeah,
dude, that I was busting up so much.
Oh really?
Dude, it was so fucking funny.
Yeah, in this game you can slightly use your environment to your advantage. Only slightly though. It's only
I like stuff like that.
Yeah, it's only when, you know, the area is actually set up for something like that.
You're playing on the Switch version, right?
I am, yes.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
is the HD version, yeah. So, what experience do you have with both the Zelda series and Skyward Sword specifically?
So I have never played Skyward Sword past the tutorial.
Oh, makes sense.
I hated the game on the Wii. But one of my favorite games is Twilight Princess. I've played the NES, or not. I've played the NES ones, the N64 ones, Link to the Past, Link Between Worlds. I really fucking like Legend of Zelda.
But
maybe I should have been here for more of this playthrough, but
Maybe.
Maybe. If you showed up, or maybe not. This is one of those Zelda games where, like, I legitimately like the dungeons. All the stuff in between the dungeons, I could not care for. So, it's because it's
fair enough.
Because it's a whole bunch of, I wouldn't necessarily say backtracking, but you're traversing through some more of the same level design for very arbitrary reasons.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that you.
I really liked Twilight Princess, but GameCube version is the best version. I don't like motion controls, and I really like GameCube controllers.
I grew up with the Wii
If I
version.
could get a GameCube formatted controller for everything, every console I own, I would.
I see.
I'm not joking.
So what would you do with the lack of a
You just add a second Z button. I don't.
a left? No,
You
wait.
just add a left bumper. The Switch did it with Pro controllers.
Oh, did they now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there are Switch Pro controllers that literally feel exactly like GameCube controllers, but with a second bumper.
Okay. But I was gonna say, what would you do without the ZL?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. Okay. But that's like the one oddity that I see with the game controller myself. It's just like where'd the other shoulder?
Why is there only one shoulder button? Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Especially, didn't the Super NES have shoulder buttons?
It did.
Yeah, they had two.
Yeah. That's
so. They added a third, but they didn't think to put another one on the other side.
I don't know, and especially since the DualShock was already a thing at that point.
Right. Like PlayStation had already put out their controllers.
Yeah. They're
when the GameCube would come out.
Yeah, the
DualShock ones at its very least were out.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe to be different for the sake of being different. I don't know.
Can we just talk about how horrible the original Xbox controller is?
Oh yes. Yeah. Also, lack of shoulder buttons.
I mean, they're there, but
buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're triggers, but not buttons. Or rather, there are buttons. Yeah.
Buttons.
Right.
The triggers are the buttons.
Right. I don't know. I don't know what the idea with the black and white buttons are. Maybe
I still
to
don't think it's the worst controller design though.
Oh, what is the worst?
Because as cool as it was, the N64 controller was bad. I'm sorry.
I disagree.
I mean, it's not that bad.
There is no reason to have that much on 3 handles. You can do it on 2. The PlayStation did it.
Especially since pretty much every
And
single.
also, hold on. The stick wobble problems with it, for one, and two, the N64. Most games have full 360 movement capability, but the controllers don't.
Oh, really?
Yes, you can move full 360 in Mario 64, but
that's actually fascinating.
The N64 controllers only have 8 directional movement.
That's actually fascinating. I did not know that actually.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know if I really want to chop it up to this, but it was the first analog stick of its time, so that kind of shows its age.
It was the first analog since an arcade stick.
For sure, yeah. But the thing about the 3-prong thingamabobber, pretty much every single fucking developer besides the Kirby 64 developers had a fear of the D-pad. So like no game ever used the D-pad, not even for like menu selection and shit, which is what I personally use menu selection for.
Yeah, I use D-pad for menu selection because like stick sensitivity is whack in menus sometimes.
For sure. But yeah, every single fucking developer for that system has like a phobia of the D-pad. So like, the idea was like you could play it like a traditional Super Nintendo controller, and you can hold the handle there along with the face buttons on the other side. Or for 3D games, which is all the games on the system, you can use the stick. Yeah, there you go. 3 ways to play. You can hold like this, or even this. Throw it in the garbage. So yeah, there's if you're a fan of it, sure. But there are a lot of design.
Now that I'm seeing this game for and most of it for the first time, because I don't know anything about Skyward Sword. Okay. Other than there's a really funny scene of them falling from the sky and that other guy screaming, and then Link screaming. Yeah. It was really funny. The meme.
We've already done that. Yeah.
Yeah, but so I'm realizing this is where a lot of Smash Bros. Items came from.
Oh yeah,
I've caught 3 already.
For sure. Yeah.
I will be right back.
Oh, now he leaves. Okay.
He won't be back, everybody.
The slowest of Liam ever.
Liam's that one guy who said, "I'll be on in 5 minutes."
Are we recording this?
In horror movies when characters say, "I'll be right back"?
Oh, yeah.
That's Liam right now.
Or frickin', guys, there's something behind us.
Alright, I'm back.
That too. Okay.
Oh, hello. We were talking shit about you.
I know, I could slightly hear it.
Okay, but yeah, this was where some Smash Bros. Items came from. Because
yeah, I'm just recognizing a lot of them.
Yeah. Also, did you know that this game is the prequel to Ocarina of Time?
Yes, I did know that. Okay. I do know most of the Zelda timeline. I could not recite it, but I have seen it quite a few times.
Yeah. Basically, my premise is I don't give a shit about the timeline. Basically, almost all the games are the exact same story.
Well, because doesn't Skyward Sword start it?
Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah.
And then it goes into Ocarina, and then they all come together with Link. You're not Link. Fucking.
Breath of the Wild at the end.
Something to do with Breath of the Wild. I still don't know with that one. But that
apparently, because Ocarina splits it into 3 timelines, and then they all come back together for Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, and there's things in Breath of the Wild that aren't in some games, but they're in other games.
Right. And
the Zora,
everywhere on the timeline.
Right. Yeah.
Both the Zora and the Rito.
Right. And then there's also a theory about Tears of the Kingdom and stuff.
There's a really interesting theory, because I know that I haven't actually played through the story myself, but I know that the Hyrule Warriors game is technically not canon, but it has a lot of mixed things and timeline converging or universe converging shit in it, which would make sense for that to be what causes Breath of the Wild. Kinda. Or it's a theory I've heard.
Or it's an excuse just to have a bunch of legacy characters team up for this one game, so it can all.
It was a game theory. I don't.
Oh yeah, no game like
game theory,
like a legitimate game theory from game theory.
Yes, but it honestly, the way he explained it made some sense.
Okay,
but also
it's legit because it comes from that times.
Little nooks and little. I don't know the whole iceberg at the Zelda timeline.
Hey, guess what? I don't give a shit about icebergs. Icebergs are completely made up in terms of lore. In terms of real
Honestly,
life,
fair
that's a
enough.
different. In terms of real life, that's different. But
You're
no.
different.
In terms of lore icebergs, most of that shit is just made up by the fans. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
No, you're fair enough.
Yeah.
That is fair enough.
Like, I don't care. Like, is it necessarily a bad thing to say just because, like, some sequel was terrible just to consider it non-canon because you didn't like it?
you know, people did that with Star Wars.
I mean, that is kind of what happened with Postal 3.
Oh, yeah?
Well, I guess you could say it's canon, but at the same time, not canon. It was more of a bad dream situation. The game was so bad that they retconned it to be just a bad dream.
Oh, really? That's interesting, actually.
Yes. Okay. So, so everybody knows about Postal 2. It's been memed at this point.
For sure, yeah.
But but it's DLC, Paradise Lost, and that takes place, in the same universe. But it treats Postal 3 as a bad dream, like literally. The Postal dude was in a coma for a long time, and his bad dream was literally the events of Postal 3.
So,
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah,
That's wild.
interesting damage control there. It's interesting. Huh.
Oh, sorry. You know what? I'll shut up now.
Oh, I was just gonna say that's like it's interesting that they came out with DLC for the second game when the third game was out.
Well, this was a long time after the third game came out, and the second game was like really old. Like it still uses like an old version of Unreal Engine.
Oh, really? Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think it's like Unreal Engine 2.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah. So the game is very old. It did get some updates, but this DLC it was like a brand new story. It was amazing.
Interesting.
Yep. Oh, and here's the best part. Your main antagonist, or rather your rival in the DLC, was basically the Postal dude from Postal 3. Different design, different voice actor.
Huh.
Yeah,
Huh. They're really just shitting on Postal 3. They're like, hey, my bad.
Actually, they really. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say my bad because considering they weren't the ones that developed it.
Oh,
it was a different studio.
Huh.
So I guess you could say my bad. We're not letting anybody use our license ever again.
That's kind of what Capcom did with Devil May Cry.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
They let Ninja Theory do the reboot, and then it was
really?
the story was horrible.
Ninja
The
Theory.
gameplay was fine. It felt like a regular Devil May Cry game, but the story was atrocious.
Gotcha.
And their Dante was not Dante.
Yeah, that's the thing. Ninja Theory.
Mans didn't even have white hair.
Oh yeah, no, the freaking was.
I mean, at the end of the game, he got white hair, but like,
he got old.
no, his Devil Trigger gave him white hair.
No, I know.
It's so stupid. So then they made DMC5, and everyone was confused because they made Nero look like reboot Dante, and everyone was so confused.
Okay, I never put the two and two together like that before, but that's kind of funny.
Let me just shoot some shit.
Yeah, freaking.
I don't know why they cut Nero's hair. I know it was to make it. I do know why they cut Nero's hair, but it was a bad decision.
I like it better than his.
I will.
I like it better than his DMC4 look. But what was I about to say? Oh yeah, like I don't know whether it's necessarily a right thing to do. Just like if like a sequel and it comes out bad, just like can you consider it non-canon if you didn't like it? Like
no. That's not how that works.
That's not how that works, yeah.
I will always say that, even about friggin' Star Wars. Like, I don't care how much you didn't like Star Wars. It's what it is.
It is what it is. Like, yeah, because, always people like say, it was 1 through 6. No, it's 4 through 6.
Weren't that bad.
The sequels, out of context, are good. The sequels
the
out
sequel's
of
context.
the sequels have some moments out of context that are actually cool. In context,
Even in context, the seventh one isn't that, or fucking Force Awakens really isn't that bad, even in context.
If you ignore like all outside media and just watch the 9 movies straight, the story still connects relatively well.
I wouldn't
It
necessarily
does get
go
a little foggy.
It works better if you watch Clone Wars with it.
It does work better if you watch Clone Wars and Rebels.
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't even say that. No, like I like Clone Wars and Rebels more than the actual movies.
Same here.
Yeah,
full honesty, yeah.
Yeah, full honesty, because the movies individually are either hit or miss. As a whole collective narrative, you can definitely tell these are like 3 to 4 different creative visions, and it doesn't help that the franchise, started in 77, came back in 99, came back again in 15. Like, that is you think that's the same fucking narrative? Ain't no way.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, as a collective narrative, I think it is a complete failure. A waste of time?
I mean, I don't even think
that.
so. I don't even think so. I think you just, because
what's the thing?
You miss a lot of context, I will say, because there are very large time skips between movies.
Yeah, which more or less gives them the green light to do some spin-off series, maybe. But
right, which is what they do. And I feel like even if without those time gaps filled in, they still build character relationships through those time gaps. But you do also miss out on a lot of things, because if you just watch the movie straight out, you have no clue why the fuck Anakin is complaining about not being a master.
Yeah.
If you watch the Clone Wars, nah, he deserved that shit.
Okay,
he deserved to be a master.
Yeah.
But it's stuff like that. But there's not a lot of cases like that from when I watched it. At least.
Well, I guess maybe the gap between 6 and 7, because at the end of 6, the Empire's defeated and all that, and so
right, where the hell did the First Order come from?
There's like a slight explanation in Episode 8 that basically just says like war and profit basically funds both sides, and that's just how empires came to be and the resistance came to be and all that. Like, I can buy that, but then
also in Episode 9 when the scrolling text and the literal fucking
the dead speech,
the script said somehow Palpatine's back. Somehow they never give us a clear explanation other than he cloned himself and used the Force. That's all we get.
Yeah, like, granted, the Force has always been used as like any whole plot hole fixer, but like,
it would have been so much better if they didn't give Rey any significant relationship to like any strong Jedi or anything like that. If she was just some random ass fucking scrapper, it would have been so much better.
Oh yeah, no, I completely agree. Like, I don't mind that she ended up being a Palpatine, but at the same time, I don't mind it per se, because you can actually kind of see some similarities in Episode 7. Because
I just would have been mad if she ended up being a Skywalker. Wait a minute.
Oh God, the freaking ugh. Out of context is good.
In context.
No.
Yeah. If you were to watch like all of the material, then you go like, yeah, no, this is way different.
Yeah, that's why I always say like the smaller stories in Star Wars are much better than the overall narrative. Like Clone Wars, Rebels, Mandalorian, all the stuff that they're producing out now. I drew it! Yeah! I got bow and arrow!
At least Disney isn't fucking up.
I half expected you to draw a big dick there.
I will say that at least Star Wars isn't as bad as Marvel.
Marvel
has been falling apart for the last like 3 or 4 years.
It's like 2 years. I don't know. I haven't seen Quantumania yet.
Disney Plus has killed Marvel.
Yeah, because like, the new movies are either just bad or they're mid. They release like 1 or 2 like really, really good ones, but like in
rest have been just kind of meh.
How T'Challa dies.
I
just say he got sick. and died.
Really? That was the explanation?
Yup. And he needed the flower, which there wasn't any more of because the end of Black Panther 1.
Oh. That it could have been.
I half expected them to use the storyline where he marries Storm and then kill him off at the wedding.
Dude, I know, right? Like, get him assassinated like his dad.
Exactly. I thought they were gonna go with something like that.
I skipped
We're
out.
bringing the X-Men too.
I skipped out on Wakanda forever.
And I was talking about it.
But whatever. I don't actually know what happens in there. Oh.
And I don't know if you've noticed,
You
but
ended the video on you digging a hole.
it seems like Marvel's whole thing this phase is to bring in replacements for the old heroes. So that would be a good chance to bring in Black Panther's replacement too.
Hey, Ethan. Ethan. I have to go.
Oh, now he shows up for one session, one video, and now he
Back
leaves.
next Saturday, I promise.
Oh, he promises.
I promise.
He promises.
Okay. We're still on for tomorrow, though. Yeah.
Yes, we're still on for tomorrow.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% sure. I have no.
If you don't keep your promise, you're gay.
Fair enough. I'll take it.
He leaves just like that.